Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Final Whistle. My name is Pila Peterot. I'm standing in for Sanani Mangisa. There's a guy by the name of Usive Kaluva who's been tagging me on all his posts this whole week. So Usive Kaluva says, since the Springboks find it hard to find a reliable six, why doesn't Rassie Erasmus improvise and take Malcolm Marx and play him at six?
He did get the most turnovers in the game.
No, but we don't need him at six. He's doing the job of a six at hooker. Let's leave him there and maybe just find another ball carrier.
No, he's not doing a hooker's job though. That's a problem.
I think you'll be
but
too
the
slow
issue
for
is
Sid.
it hasn't been an issue throughout.
No, Super Rugby, it hasn't been an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Roughly.
Yeah, roughly. We'll leave the final.
Roughly.
Yeah.
So the issue is basically or mainly on this game. Before that, things haven't been so bad. So if he can do both jobs, where he's throwing correctly, he's stealing as many balls as any feature,
Because he's good in the loose. I mean, I think that's where the thought process is coming from.
No,
He's
I
good
get
in the
it.
loose.
Yeah.
He targets running channels from opposition. He waits patiently. He knows when the next guy is coming at him.
Yeah.
Once he's tackled, he's there.
Yeah.
So basically, that's how Richard McCaw and Cronfeld and those guys used to play back in the day.
It certainly like
They lurked.
I mean, my tongue's in my cheek here, but it does add to his point of once you move him to six, then he no longer has to throw, and then you can get a proper hooker in. And by having him at six, you also solve your line-out issues. But I think talking seriously now again, I think what we must also respect, guys, is just the 10,000 hours and also just the professionalism of the era. To go take a specialist hooker and expect him to play six at international level is a really tall order, you know, of a player. I mean, I understand the rationale that he is fetching, and I mean, there's other flankers you'll know, other coaches will know that there's a lot more appreciation that goes into playing at six rather than just actually being at the breakdown, you know? So those are kind of things you probably need to understand first before you start saying, well, you're going to take Malcolm Marx from hooker and move him to six at international level. And let's also not forget, guys, I mean, I think we're really blessed with a lot of good sixes within the country, okay? I mean, we've got Marco van Stad on Eskom, who's coming through very nicely at the moment. You've got, and again, the problem with our rugby is that we've just got a lot of forgotten players that are out there. You got Kluti, who's, I don't know where he's playing. You got Flo, fine, he came back, he was fine. You had Brousseau, okay, he's over the hill now. You also I think Marcel could see us within the age bracket to still be playing for the Springboks, you know? So we've got a lot of quality sixes within the country. I mean, I don't think we're at a deficit where we should be moving our hooker to number six.
Doesn't look like Rassie will be looking overseas for any other loose forwards. I think he's just looking.
He must get rid of the one he's got from overseas.
So I wanted to bring this question, since we're talking about loose forward, how do you think the back three performed on Saturday? Landuk, Flo, Whiteley, no, Kolisi. Because Kolisi had a good game.
Kolisi had a solid game.
And people were also saying maybe he should be a 7 instead of a 6.
But interestingly, I asked this question to Ukawunda when we were having a chat, and he mentioned to me that no, actually, first and foremost, Sia was always a 7 before he was a 6. It was later within the Stormer setup where he got moved around to 6. Yeah. And I think he's been always doing this yo-yo situation where the one day I'm 6, 2 weeks later I'm 7. So he's never really settled into a preferred position. I think also, I was saying to Fenza Manet, the game he played on Saturday was probably the best game in his last 4 tests he's played. Because, I mean, he really was getting over the advantage line and he was feeling a lot more comfortable in terms of where he's playing from. So I really enjoyed him at the 7.
He likes being in the loose. I mean, far out wide between the 5 meter and the touch line.
No, Sia's definitely a better player at 7. 6 is more challenging for him as well. He plays much better rugby. It restricts his game. He plays so much better when he knows he can get the ball and just basically try and get the go forward. That's his best game.
Play to the ball.
The other Lucy's low struggles. Like we said, Mark stole so much more ball than Francois loaded. So for me, if you're a fetcher and the hooker's beating you on that, you must make space. Whiteley was there and thereabouts. He's struggling as well. Maybe he hasn't had enough game time since his comeback, but he hasn't been the same player he was when he left.
Yeah. Rassi did say that he was underwhelmed by his back three, well, his Lucy's. So I suppose that's only real opinion that matters on this particular thing. So adding to what Utobela is saying, as a full unit, they probably didn't fire to what we expect them to.
And also it was their first game this weekend as well. Ujanji, Mapimpi, Leroux. What are your guys' thoughts of the 11, 15, 14 combination?
It was a great combination for me. It worked out quite well. Like Ungo mentioned earlier, Leroux saw the gaps. He put a nice chip over for Ujanji. Ujanji picked it up, scored a try. So that's working out for now. But I'm not sure what's going to happen when Usbungos is back, because he's also had a great series against England. For me, I think at the moment, I'll probably play him ahead of Mapimpi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking at his attack capabilities, Leroux is good. No doubt about that.
Yes.
But you can't try engenileyo pa. Up and under. He was found wanting.
Yeah.
He's always been found wanting. It's nothing new. When it comes to defense, he's been always found wanting.
Yeah.
So those are the challenges we have. And it's a case of who do you replace him with? That's going to have the attack and the defense. Because that's where we're battling at the moment.
Yeah. Then go. Your thoughts?
Well, first of all, Apio Janchi is just pure class, pure magic. He's undoubtedly the most exciting player in the country at the moment. He's actually reminds me of Brian Habana's first season at the Rugby Championship. It was still called the Tri Nations back then.
Yeah.
Just explosive, running into space, really playing.
Running into space.
Uncanny.
Brian Habana.
Uncanny South African rugby. I'm talking about the chips and the chase he was getting. That's what I'm talking about. So I mean, that's where I really rate Apio. I think what was also a beautiful touch of his was how he was unselfish in giving away his hat trick to Mapimpi to actually take a brace each. I thought that was true sportsmanship, and I think it just goes again in terms of just the magic that's starting to form amongst the guys and the brotherhood that's coming together. So it's really good on his behalf. To what Tobela was saying, I mean, Mapimpi. Try time, Mapimpi. I mean, that man does his job. Give him the ball, he'll score.
Corner flag.
Yeah. Yes, back. Yeah. So I mean, he did the serving job. I think he did well on the test that he came in on. I mean, it was call it a higher tempo test than the one he played against Wales in the States. I also, though, if I were to ask between him and Sibungosi, I think I'd probably put Ungosi ahead of him. I just feel that Ungosi gives me a lot more tenacity. Okay, especially as a 14. Okay, so I mean, I'd want Ungosi ahead on that particular front. Willie Leroux, great on attack. I think in that backline, he is, call it, the playmaker. He is the guy who's going to get them into spaces, so you do want him. And then his defense is, call it, what they call the flea that comes with the dog, So it's something that you actually need to roll with and somehow see how we can help him defend against it, because Utobela is right. He's always battled in defense. I mean, remember the one time he faked a dive leaving Denko's?
I remember that. Anyway, okay. Someone was comparing Ujanji to Uprainapan, and now we're some comparison. For me personally, skill-wise, in terms of being a footballer,
he's better.
Yeah.
Ujanji is 10 times better.
Yeah.
Habana, yes, almost Mapimpi-ish, but obviously he knows how to read defense, defensive lines. Anticipation was very good back in the days. I don't know what your guys' thoughts on Janji, Habana.
Ujanji definitely brings more to the game than Habana did. He can find spaces. He can create space when there is no space. That's the most important thing.
Fair.
That, as a winger, you don't only just want to catch the ball and put it down.
Yeah.
If you put in a corner where you need to create, you must be able to create. So that, for me, that's the X factor that Ujanji had that Habana didn't have. So, yes, Habana's a great player, but at the moment...
Best in the world.
No, best in the world, no true. But at the moment, Janchi is the player to beat, I guess.
Fair. We'd like you to follow us on social media. On Twitter, we're at grit_sports.